Okay, so today we will talk about the mean, the median, the variance, and the standard deviation. So first point, what is the mean? The mean is also called the average. How do you find it? Let's call it U. This is the formula. It's the sum of all the elements divided by the number of elements. This sigma stands for sum. This symbol is for sum. We will use it very often during the video. This one means for fun, for sum. And this one, X, is the dollar. This X will always change. Keep it in mind. It will always change. But N is the number of dollar, the number of elements that you have. So let me give you this example: 3, 5, and 10. How can I find the mean? Again, I just apply this formula. The sum of all the elements, which is 3 plus 5 plus 10, divided by the number of elements. How many elements do I have? I have three numbers. So 3 plus 5 plus 10 is 18, divided by 3. So in this case, I simplify, which is 6. My mean is 6 in this case, for this example. Now next, let's go to the median. The median is the number at the middle. There is no calculation for the median actually. You just identify what is the number at the middle. For example, let's take this value 357. Which one is the number at the middle? It's 5. Again, there's something you want to keep in mind. Make sure you write down from the smallest number to the biggest number if they haven't done it for you yet. So in this case, 5 is the median. Let me give another example. 3, 2, 5, 7, 1. Again, like as you can see here, it is not writing from the smallest number to the biggest number, because just by looking, the number at the middle is 5, but it is not the median because it's not right from the smallest to the biggest. So first of all, I will write it from the smallest to the biggest, which is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. And now I can identify clearly which one is the number at the middle. It's 3. This is my new median. In some special case, you can have some case where you will have even numbers of elements. What do I mean by that? Here we have 5 numbers, so the third number is the median. But sometimes, let's see if we had like 3, 5, 7, 8. In this kind of situation, we have 4 elements. How can we, and it's already right from the smallest to the biggest. I made it easier for us. For this kind of case, how can I identify the median? Which one will I take? I take the 2 at the middle because I have an even number of elements. So I will consider these 2 and I will find the average of these 2. Basically, in this case, the median is, again, I consider these 2, 5 plus 7 divided by 2, which is 12 divided by 2, which is 6. So when you have an even number of elements, by even, I mean 2 numbers, 4, 6, 8, 10, you consider the 2 at the middle and you find the average, basically. Now, next, let's talk about the variance. The variance and the standard deviation, both of them actually show how the dollar are related to each other, are close to each other, basically, are spread. And the formula is a little bit more complex, but it's not that bad. This is the symbol, rho square. How do I find the variance? Again, sigma, which is the sum of each dollar minus the mean divided by the number of elements minus the mean square. So let's do an example. If I take 1, 3, again I will take something which makes my math easy. 1, 3, 5. First of all, the first thing, all these elements, I need to find what is my u, what is my n. X is the only one which always going to change. U and n are constant. What is my n? My n in this case is the number of elements, 3. What is u? Remember how to find u? Sum of all the dollar divided by the number of dollar, which is 1 plus 3 plus 5, divide by the number of dollar, 1, 2, 3, which is there. I can even take it from here. 8, 9. So it's 9 over 3, which is 3. I have my n, I have my u. The only element which is going to change is x. So the variance is, what is my first x? 1 minus 3 square plus 3 minus 3 square plus 5 minus 3 square. Everything divided by my number of elements, which is 3. Keep it in mind, x is the only one which always changes. So the rest you can identify it first before starting your problem. And now, at this point, you can use a calculator, feel free. 1 minus 3, 2 square, plus 3 minus 3, 0 square, plus 5 minus 3, plus 2 square, over 3, which is basically 4 plus 4, okay, 4 plus 0 plus 4 over 3, and 4 plus 4 is basically 8 over 3. This is how I find my variance. Again, it's not a hard concept, but it can be very long, so you need to make sure you write your steps carefully. And after that, the last one, which is the standard deviation. We can find the standard deviation just by doing the square root of the variance. Just by doing the square root of the variance. So if variance is rho square, sometimes they call standard deviation rho, which is basically the square root of this guy. Sum of x minus u square over the number of elements. So again, I will take my same numbers, 1, 3, 5. Let's assume that I didn't calculate the mean yet. I will still need the mean, which is u, 1 plus 3 plus 5 divided by 3, which is 9 over 3, which is 3. And my number of elements is obviously 3. 1, 2, 3. And now I can calculate the standard deviation, which is square root of x. X is the only one we change, let's remember. 1 minus 3 square plus 3 minus 3 square plus 5 minus 3 square. Everything over 3. Which is equal to what? 1 minus 3 square is 4. Is 2 square, which become 4. Plus 3 minus 3 is 0. Again, at this point you can use a calculator. Plus 5 minus 3 is 4 over 3. And now it becomes square root of 8 over 3. I tried to use the same number earlier. I don't know if you remember. The variance was, what we found for the variance earlier was 8 over 3. So the truth is, if we knew it and they asked for the standard deviation, we could just say, okay, square root of all this stuff, which is 8 over 3. But we try to use the long way to learn the concept better. Thank you so much.